Act. All members are to attend the ad hoc meetings and the public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around in the meeting period, shall be fined 50 cents on the first case, and on the second, he will be fined $1, which will go in your emergency fund. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid, and if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe as much as he's able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift a nation. Act 3. It is lawful and divine duty for every good member, if he's able in finance, to aid me in saving the nation. And if he does not, he's an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must get you. Let it be he or she, according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. As I have the power invested in my hands, I would have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we're to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire. And let every member exercise his 5 senses who is able to do so, because out from your Sunday school comes the guidance of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are part and partial of this said government, and know that they're not Negroes, color folks, black people, or because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Abu Ali the prophet to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwest and the south shores of Africa. Act 7. All members of the promptly attend their meetings and become a part and partial of the acts of the Moorish Science Temple. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with the of the Moorish Science Temple. Then you're entitled to the name of people. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish members keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant from your holy prophet Muhammad Ali through the counsel of his father, God of Allah. Thus I read the 7 acts of the questionnaire and additional laws for the Moorish American by the prophet Noble Jew Ali. I now take the attention to the Holy Quran, the Moorish Center for America, Circle 7, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Jew Ali, by the guidance of his father, God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane of life with his father, God Allah. I'd like to go through the chapter for today. We just found on page 10. Divine instruction from the Holy Prophet, chapter 5. After the feast, the homeward journey, the missing Jesus, the search for him. His parents finding him in the temple. He goes with them to Nazareth, symbolic meaning of the carpenter's tomb. The great feast of the Pasch was ended, and the Nazarene were journeying toward their home. And they were in Samaria. And Mary says, "Where's my son? No one has seen the boy." And Joseph sought amongst their kindred who were on their way to Galilee, but they had seen him not. And Joseph, Mary, and his son Zebedee returned and sought through all Jerusalem, but could find him not. And Mary asked the guard, had they seen Jesus, a little boy about 12 years old? The guard replied, yes, he's in the temple now disputing with the doctors of the law. And then they went in and found they went in and found him as the guard had said. And Mary says, why, Jesus, why did you treat your parents thus? Lo, We have sought 2 days for you. We feared that some great harm had overtaken you. And Jesus said, do you not know I must be about my Father's work? But he went around and pressed the hands of every doctor of the law and said, I trust that we meet again. And then he went forth with his parents on their way to Nazareth. And when they reached their home, he wrought with Joseph as a carpenter. One day, as he was bringing forth the tools for work, he said, these tools remind me of the one we handle in the workshop of the mind, where things are made of thought and where we build up character. We use the square to measure all our lines, to straighten out the crooked places of the way, to make the corners of our conduct square. We use a compass to draw the circles around our passions and desires to keep it in the bounds of righteousness. We use the axe to cut away the knotty, useless, and ungainly part and make the character symmetrical. We use the hammer to drive home the truth and pound it in until it is a part of every part. We use the plane to smooth the rough, uneven surface of joint and block and board that go to build the temple for the truth. The chisel, the line, the plummet, and the saw all have their uses in the workshop of the divine. And then this ladder with the trinity of steps, faith, hope, and love, only we climb up to the dome of purity and life. And on the 12th-step ladder, we ascend until we reach the pinnacle, and that which we build the temple of perfected man. This I read the entire chapter, divine chapter for the whole prophet. Robert chapter 5, after the feast of their own journey, the missing Jesus, the search for him. His parents found him in the temple. He goes with them to Nazareth, and the Bible meeting and the carpenter of students, fallen sons and daughters of the age-added nation of North America need to learn to love instead of hate. The highest self and lower self. This is united with the Holy Quran and Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish American, etc. From the Holy Quran and Moorish Center of America. Know yourself and your Father God Allah, that you may learn to love instead of hate. Every man needs to worship on his own time and fix you the uniting of ages. Our means now open to the prophet laws. I'd like to say I'm indeed glad to be here with my brothers and sisters and all those who are on Zoom. I pray Allah continue to help us gain the better understanding of the divine, this divine and national movement, and hopefully that we can tune in into all the spirit of the prophet word, because that's what prophet say, every word I speak is spirit. So praise Allah for allowing us the opportunity to come and sit in these sacred groves, because the temple is a place where we can able to get a greater study of ourselves and go into ourselves and know ourselves. So praise Allah. We just want to say, people on Zoom, the same thing. Just give the instructor the opportunity to be able to raise your hand, just like you would be in the temple, and he will recognize you and we will bring you forth. At this time, I'd like to call over Grand Sheik of Thunder number 34, Brother W. Kenneth Bay, that he may conduct our class.
ISLAM. Islam, Muslims, Islam. Just saying the word means peace to me. Islam, Muslims, Islam. Now I ask for independence. As for our salvation, L means love for everyone, all over the nation. A for Allah, the Father of the universe, and for Moorish Americans and Muslims, which are us. ISLA. Islam, Muslims, Islam. Just saying the word means peace to me. Islam, Muslims, Islam. Who lifted fallen humanity, noble true Ali, who opened our eyes and minds to see the reason for unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America is where we learn the truth. The brothers and sisters should all attend. Be sure to bring the youth. ISLAM. Islam, Muslims, Islam. Just saying the word means peace to me. Islam, Muslims, Islam. Islam was
Islam.
Praise Allah and honor to the Prophet.
Always and forevermore.
Praise Allah. Islam, who do we have on Zoom? Islam, Brother Coleman Hill, Islam Grand Sheikah, Harper Bay. All of y'all
Islam.
mute yourself. Sister Nunley Bay, Brother Kid Bay,
Islam.
Brother Bay, but Cyrus Hill, but Santana Bay,
Islam.
Roxbury Bay, Moors. Repeat after me. Repeat after me. We rise and give praise to Allah,
We rise and give
We
praise
rise to give praise to Allah,
Father of the universe.
The Father
Father
of
of
the universe.
the universe.
Just the people on Zoom right now. We give honor to Prophet Noble Ali.
We give honor to
Prophet Noble
Prophet
Drew Ali.
Ali,
Give honor to Brother Marcus Garvey.
We give honor to Brother Marcus Mosai Garvey.
Give honor to the leaders of the Moorish Science of America.
We
we
give
give
honor to the
honor to the
leaders of the
leaders
Moorish
of the
Scientists of
American
America.
of America.
Give honor to our two flags
We give homage to our two flags
and everything pertaining to Islam.
Pertaining to Islam.
Wow. Following instructions, everyone on Zoom. How it's natural. Everybody in the temple. All right, all the Moors on Zoom, y'all can mute yourself. All the Moors in the temple. Praise Allah. Islam. Islam. Sister Autumn, help me out. First, we want to do what? Give praise.
Give praise to Allah.
We give praise to Allah.
We give praise to Allah.
We give honor.
Give honor to the Prophet.
We give honor to the Prophet. Give honor to our two flags.
We give honor to our two flags.
We give honor to our two flags. We honor everything pertaining to Islam.
We give honor
We honor everything pertaining to Islam.
Praise Allah. Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
You already know the Moors know the long version. You know, the 15-minute version of giving praise and honors. You gotta come to the convention one day. You know, and then the Moor said, oh, now I like to read from the Holy Quran, and the chairman says, you out of time, Mo. He's like, what? It's only 15 minutes. If you want to give 15 minutes and give honor to your mom and your dad and your new baby, and give honor to the wind, and the flowers.
Okay,
and
my kid, you.
Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
Islam, who's that? Who's that?
Brother Dion and Dave.
I just heard some. Is that one of the
That's
babies?
you, I think.
Oh, I need to see that. What's going on?
That's the little mouse I didn't push you yet.
Oh, it's my partner's more. That's my daughter,
That's all right. Let me speak to her. What's her name?
Princess Almond Amina Bay.
Princess Almond Amina Bay.
Praise Allah.
And how old is that beautiful princess?
Day.
She's 4.
Islam princess, how are you today?
Good.
Praise Allah.
Who made you, princess?
Allah.
Who made you? Who is Allah?
Huh? Just for the ears.
Allah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Praise Allah. We had a little problem. Okay. Brother Smith here just told the Grand Chief to stay in his lane. Listen, more, it's all good. That's how a family works together.
Praise Allah.
Sometimes the children gotta check the parents.
Praise Allah.
They're like, excuse me, time out, didn't you say that we shouldn't do that? Why are y'all doing that? Praise Allah, more. It's good to be here in the Moorish Science Temple of America with some of the Moors from Temple number 1. Praise Allah, and our Moors on Zoom.
Praise Allah.
And I was just thinking, you know, we come to the temple. Brothers and sisters come to the temple, right, Sister Harper Bay? You with me, Sister Harper Bay?
Islam, Brother Condemned Bay, I'm with you, marching with you every step of the way. I'm with you.
All right. So more come to the temple and they say, Sister Harper Bay, I live over here in South Side Chicago on 75th Street, and I like to get to know more about the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And what do you tell them?
I say, Islam, come to the temple, come to the Moorish Science Temple of America. You're invited to come to the National Building. We have services every Friday at 7:30. You welcome. We have Zoom meetings on Zoom at 2 o'clock on Sundays. You welcome. Come learn about yourself. Islam, you welcome.
Praise Allah. And so now the more follows the instructions and they come to the meeting and they listen and they ask a few questions. And then one day they say, Sister Harper Bay, can I join the temple? And you say, of course you could join the temple. All right? They join the temple, they get a nationality card, and the Grand Shikas has been watching the individual family or brothers and sisters and trying to determine, is this an eel, is this a bay? What is Allah telling me? You know what I'm saying? And then they decide if it's the eel or the bay, and they join, they get a nationality card and a dues book. And I'm pretty sure one of the first things that the Grand Shika says to them is, I'm gonna give you a divine constitution and bylaws. You're a member now, I'm gonna give you a questionnaire, and I'm gonna give you a holy Quran. Right,
Praise
sister?
Allah. Islam, that's right, brother. Praise
And then-
Allah.
And then you say you take these and you go home and you put them in your drawer, and then you don't bring them out until you come to the meeting next time. Do you tell them to do that?
No, you have to study. You have to read and study on your own because you always need more time. Once you get into the Holy Quran, you don't want to put it down because the wheels get to turning and you get to thinking and you say, praise Allah and the Prophet. Then you read the divine constitution and bylaws and you say, beautiful laws to raise my family with. Next thing you know, you feeling very proud of being a Moorish American.
Praise Allah. And then the Grand Shika says, and you know, brother, sister, you just joined, but you know, one day, if you want to be a good Moorish leader, then you will study this Holy Quran and this divine constitutional Bible and this questionnaire. Because there's enough in here that you could save the whole nation if you wanted, but at least go save yourself, right? Like you have it here. So thank you so much, sister. Thank you so much. And you know, and reading it, that's just the process. She said that's the first step. Because then when you read it, you're gonna come across words that you never heard before. Right? And so you don't want to just be able to read it because you took a nice class and hooked on phonics or something like that when you were 7 or 8. And now you know how to read, but you don't know what the words mean, but you know how to sound them out. So now you have to understand the words. So there's a phrase called reading comprehension. Maybe some of you remember back in the day, you used to take that test. It would be like a state standardized test or whatever test, and you get these pamphlets and give you the number 2 pencil. I think they still do that.
Yeah.
And then you open up and it says, read the paragraph. Johnny and his mother went to the train station at 9 o'clock. He got a coffee and a donut and spent about 25 cents. Then they went in and the train was delayed. And it was delayed by 20 minutes, which made them get to their time 20 minutes later. They ask us information, you read it, and then they have these series of questions. The questions to see if, did you understand what you just read? So that's the beautiful thing about coming to the temple. Because a brother or sister could do just what Sister Harper Bay said. They take this home and they read it and they look up the words, and then still they just like, I don't understand. I understand this part, but I don't understand this part. And then they come to the temple and they see Brother Ferguson here. They said, Brother Ferguson, what did the prophet mean when he said this? I said, oh, we've been studying that. And Brother Kanene Bay said this, and Sister Sealsy said that. One time I heard Brother Jones Bay say this, and one of the elders said that. And that's the understanding we have so far. But the wise man doubteth his mind. Changes his mind and doubteth often. So continue the process. Because as you know, if you're from Temple 21, back in the day in the 1980s, we had on chapter 47, where it said lawful day, the L was missing in a couple of copies. Brother Ahmed Bey, can you imagine that? So Brother Ahmed Bey, you with me, right? Come on, Brother Ahmed Bey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pardon us, I had trouble getting off mute.
No problem. So you know how the Moors be in the Quran class building on what the prophet said, right?
Islam.
So we be in Temple 21, we be reading this chapter. You know, you get up on a Friday on a Quran class, and you read down here on page 58 at the end. It says here, I, the prophet, noble Drew Ali, Moors following on page 58 at the bottom. was sent by the great God Allah to warn all Asiatics of America to repent from their sinful ways before that great and the L was missing, a great and awful day, which was sure to come. So we want to understand what it meant, right? So we look up the word awful. And the word awful said this, this, and that. So we put it in the context, it's gonna be this kind of day. It's gonna be an awful day, more. And we were building on that for a few years. And you know, we put in an order for some new Qurans. And when the Moors got a new Quran, they was looking, they like, more, this new Quran says it's gonna be a great and lawful day. And you're like, you look up the word lawful, don't mean nothing like the word awful. And you have to say to yourself, well, if I was saying I was black for 25, 30 years and came in the temple, realized that wasn't right. Even if I was in the temple saying something that was wrong for 5 years, I got to correct myself.
Wow,
You know?
that's right.
So we want to read, we want to understand, we want to be able to doubt often, change our mind. We need to be able to make corrections. All right. Praise Allah. Now, Brother Brockenberry Bay. Brother W. Wesley Brockenberry Bay.
Islam.
Islam, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
And the family?
You're doing well.
Did the grandkid give you one of these when you joined?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
It's wrong.
About a year ago. No.
Oh, so I bet you know every single detail. I mean, a year. I mean, a year. You probably in the front. You see the crescent. You seen the Asia, the Great Meeting, Quran questions for Moorish American, the cares of the world, humanity, the prophet, 1 foot on land, 1 on sea. You Google that, and then you Google that, and you say, "Oh man, that took me to Revelations." Because our secretary getting ready to Google that right now. 1 foot on sea, 1 foot on land. You've seen salvation, you see the embassy of A, you studied the back, you say, oh, look at the nice border because you're an artist. You say, oh, I like the border. You know, you looked at all the questions. So a year later, I know Sister Harper Bay, you more got to be ready, right? After a year, Sister Harper Bay, a year, right?
Islam, you're gonna need more time than a year.
But I'm saying he should at least know. Let me see where he is along the way. Brother W. Brockenberry Bay, I'm sure you done put your questionnaire down. I'm sure you don't want to look at it because you already know. Question 43, at what age did Jesus begin to teach?
At the age of 12.
Where did he teach?
In India, Asia, Egypt.
Oh, India, Africa, and Europe. How long did he teach?
Till the age of 30.
All right, you gave me enough information. You see what I'm saying?
I'm slacking.
That's how I do. That's how I do. You wasn't wrong. Okay, you wasn't wrong. You're just not ready yet. I want you to get ready. That's it. You gotta get ready. That's more than he knew a year ago. You know what I mean? Listen, if a brother or sister drinks a case of beer every day, right? Oh my goodness, a case of beer every day, right? And now he only drinks 20, which is 4 less. That's progress. But to the more that's looking at, oh man, that more drank 20 beers. I said, well, I know when he drank 24. You know? If a more sticks up people, and he sticks up people every day, and now he only sticks them up when he needs money, that's progress. You know what I mean? If a sister dresses a certain way, and she come in there, she's showing everything. And we mentioned something now, she's just showing half of everything. Hey, you know, we got it.
That's right.
We're in the uplifting business.
Praise Allah.
Don't you know there's brothers and sisters in jail, incarcerated right now in correctional institutions around the country, murderers, thieves, robbers, rapists, who have come to the prophet to find out about their salvation. So I think that's where our work is, right?
That's right.
So, but how do you uplift someone? I can't jump in the water. Where's Brother Brockenberry Bay? Where you at, Mo? Islam, Mo? Brother Brockenberry Bay, I'm feeling you today. Islam. All right, you're gonna go slow now.
Islam, I'm here. I'm here. I'm sorry. My phone was acting funny. My apologies. I'm here. Islam.
I know you young people, y'all be texting like, oh,
No, I'm not texting my my daughter. She's touching my phone, so I'm like trying to keep her hands away from touching things and moving things.
It's all right, because I see Brother X King Bay waiting patiently for his questions, but it's okay. I want to get to him right away. He's like, come on, Brother Cannon Bay, I'm waiting for you. But Brother Brockenberry Bay, do you know how to swim?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, yes, I do.
Cool. Whoa. You ever heard someone say they think they know how to swim?
I think I do.
That's like one of those, I seen people swim. I watched a YouTube video on people swim.
Last
So
time
I
checked,
I could swim. I mean, if you jumped into the pool of 10 feet water at the hotel or something, what's gonna happen, brother?
I can swim to the edge. But if you drop me in the ocean, that's a whole different story. It's a whole different.
So what if Brother Clendenin Bay is drowning? You probably just be like, throw me the life ring, like, yo, boy, I can't really help you, but throw you this. So the point I'm saying is that if you was a lifeguard, right?
Right.
If the sheiks and sheikesses are like lifeguards, and they walk in the beach, right? And you see someone drowning in the cares of the world. You go over to them and you take them like someone drowning. Sometimes they don't want to go, and you put them in that hole that they teach you, and you drag them back to the shore. Or if they're unconscious, and they ain't even fighting yet, you do like the prophet said. Right? You want a demonstration of that? I think Brother Purifier Ill. Is that Brother Purifier Ill? He got the video where he's holding the sister. I'm like, he got some strong bicycle. He's like, yeah. And she's a thin sister, though. I'm just saying. All right, Brother Brockenberry Bay?
Islam.
All right, so you're gonna work on that little doggy, what they call a little doggy paddle. And you're gonna learn how to do that. You're gonna learn how to do a little breaststroke, little backstroke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Woo! You learn how to where they tread the water, then you go get your junior lifeguard, Then you go get your lifeguard, and then when you're walking down the street, you see someone drowning, right, Brother Jordan here? Right. But Jordan will be on the train, he'll be working. Sees his brothers and sisters drowning. You gotta go out there like a lifeguard.
That's wrong.
And I'm just giving you like a metaphor.
Right.
All right? Jesus taught metaphors, parables,
That's right.
analogies.
That's right.
All right.
Right.
All right, Brother X King Bay, I see you waiting. I'm sorry, more. Working with Brother Brockenberry Bay. Brother King Bay, how you doing today, Mo?
Islam. First, I
Islam.
want to rise and give praise to Allah, the author, the creator, governing the world, almighty, eternal, incomprehensible. I want to give honor to the prophet and everything he brought and everything pertaining to Islam. I'm all well. Everything's well for me today.
Praise Allah. I was thinking about you. Think about you and your sisters yesterday. I was thinking about, because we talk about the children and we talk about the adults, and then we got these teenagers, Yes, I ain't no baby. And I say, you ain't no adult. You're like, well, what does that make me? Right?
In the middle.
Because you feel you have an education, your knowledge, a brother like you got a little size, and you're like, well, I'm not a baby no more, but you're saying I'm not adult, like I'm in this space. So I was just thinking, like they got the Marine Corps or something like that. I was like thinking like the Teen Corps or something. I was thinking like, imagine Sister Trini, she take the back door. Maybe every mufti got a teenager with him. When the people come in the temple, they see Sister Trini, she's like Islam, they got children, a baby, whatever. Here you sign in here, the mufti make sure you, and then Sister Autumn at the other door. You up here helping the chairman out or something. I'm just trying to think. You see, because we put the thought out there, Can you tell me something what the prophet said about children and the divine constitutional bylaws? Let's see how much you've been studying. The prophet said something about children. He mentions children. You're still a child, I'm a child of God, so don't, everybody's a child. But tell me something, you remember anything he said about children?
Well, I know the part where he said, obey your father and mother and keep mind necessities.
There you go. There you go, right here. I got it for you right here. It says here, husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. How about that, Autumn? Huh? See? That's the problem I have with teenagers. Y'all got problems with me. I got problems with you. All right? Do you know that brothers your age right now in Africa are fighting with guns for real, defending their people, their nation in different various conflicts? And you know why? Because the older men are dead. So the thing is, if you can make a baby, and biological you can, if you could think like you're a man, then while teenagers start acting like men and women, this is your chance to act like it. Just like if I took you out to drive a car, show you how to drive a car, and then I watch you drive the car. So I think the teenagers can take their place in starting to drive that car, getting that permit, but you gotta have the permit first, right? You gotta pass the written test to get the permit.
That's right.
You ain't standing on no door if you don't know nothing about the divine constitution of bylaw, you don't know nothing in the questionnaire, and then you ain't in the teen corps. You just be in a regular public corps. Just don't disturb the peace, put the earbuds in. You know what I'm saying? Go to the bathroom about 10 times. Whatever you gotta do to just make the time go away. You know, but if you want to be with it, you know, if you can imagine one day there's 10 teenagers in here, sisters, and Trinity's like working them. All right, sisters, all right, brothers, this, and that. We're working for the prophet. We're helping the grand sheep, helping the temple. You could remember when it was just you and your sister. When it was you and your brother. Imagine a prophet with no members. How do you think he felt? How do you think the prophet felt walking around Shisha, Chicago? He didn't even have number one. And I think it was a sister. I think Brother Hertbeck gives that story. The first member was some sister. I think she even gave him a room to stay or something. I have to say the name again.
I don't want to.
Lily Sloaney. I think that was a what?
I believe it's Sister Lily Sloaney.
It's the first member. I'm not talking about back in Newark. I'm talking about when you get the first nationality card, the first member of the organization, Temple number 1, where the prophet gave you a nationality card. There was no other sheets, there's no grand sheet, just the prophet. Can you imagine that? The first couple of people, the prophet took care of them personally. Sister Sylvia, it's on.
I just want to rise and give praise to Allah, give honor to our prophet, and his peace.
Praise Allah. All right, Moors. So listen, the questionnaire is very important. Very important, but we don't want to just read it. You know, I've been in Temple where every meeting, 100 to 101, repeat it all. Then they put it down and they go about other stuff. So, okay, but what does it mean? Just look at the first part. Islam class, who made you?
Allah.
Who is Allah?
Allah is the
Allah is the
Father.
Father of the universe.
All right. What is the universe? Who's want to speak? Who could tell me? And I'm talking about 30 seconds. Brother Amin Bey, what is the universe?
Islam.
Hold on. We're gonna work our way up. Sister Autumn, my sister. Come on now. You ever heard the word universe? Well, stand up for me. Come on. You're so beautiful. You got your turban on. Come to the temple on a Sunday. It's a nice, beautiful day. Yeah, there you go. Straighten yourself, check yourself. There you go. Because you represent your mama. When I see you, I see her. When I see you, I see your sister Trinity. When I see you, I see your brother. I see your family. You might think you're like, I'm just a member. No, you represent. When you in public, you represent your family. You at home and everything, you might just be ordering the youngest or whatever, but when you out there, you at school, you going to work, you going there, whatever you doing, at the store, whatever, you with your, especially with your mom, and she trying to take care of business or whatever, and you do that, you make her look bad. And I know, so I know you don't want to make her look bad. You know what I mean? So what is your definition of the universe at 12 years old? What is the universe? Your own thought. You've heard the word before, right? Oh, the universe. What do you think?
You say in your prayer, I'm all Father in the universe.
A big circle.
Okay, we'll work with that. We'll work with that. Because she's on point with that. I say that all the time. The universe is not linear. It's circular. All right, look at the atom. It's all made up of atoms, right? The atom's a circle. Electrons are neutrons. Sister Trinity, don't think that you got out of it. Now you a little older. What do you think the universe is? Islam, just, I'm not looking for a paragraph. I'm just saying. You want to stand up for a second? So tell us what you think the universe is.
You also have a hand from Brother X.
Okay. Your brother's going next, so he's gonna be trying to check you.
I think the universe looks in a vast open space of possibility. The empty canvas.
There's no.
Spoken like a true artist.
Yeah, yo, definitely a true artiste.
Canvas.
Like a canvas.
Facts.
A canvas. Okay?
I love it.
Years ago, our Grand Chief Brother Curtis Bey, everyone has different teaching style. He gave all the brothers this book called Iceberg Slim. Oh, see, when you hear that and you read it, you start chuckling.
That's one of my favorite books.
Oh, go ahead, Brother Ambe. So I'm reading, the Grand Chief gave me this book, right? And I'm reading this book, I'm like, this book's talking about a pimp. I mean, right away I started looking first under the name, Iceberg, okay, well, Grand, she gave it to me. And it's talking about this pimp and how he had developed this technique of controlling people. And he goes through his story of how he was controlling people, women, whatever. And then it, ended up getting them in jail. And I'm reading, I'm like, what the heck is this book all about? But he got to the end of the book, and the point at the end of the book is that the universe is an empty canvas, an empty TV screen, that you can decide what you're gonna put on that canvas.
Praise Allah.
You could put pimp on the canvas. You could put saint on the canvas.
Islam.
You could be no good father on the canvas. You could be outstanding father on the
That's
canvas.
right.
You could be an artist with potential, but never put anything on the canvas. It was just inside of you, but you never let it out as an artist. Wouldn't that be a shame? If you was a musician and you had all this beautiful, imagine Stevie Wonder had all this beautiful music in him, but he never got it out, but he had it. Imagine Michelangelo, a great artist, had it. Imagine if you have all of this in you and Allah put it in you to give to the world. You see what I'm saying?
Islam.
That's what the lifeguard sheep does. It's what Allah has given us. You could look at it as, wow, the Moorish Scientific America got 2,000 members. And I'm pushing that number. 2,000 members in the whole world. And someone could say, the Jehovah's Witnesses got 9 million members. There's 1 billion Muslims. That means Brother Kanene should just put his head down. Yeah, because, imagine if it was just one Jesus. That's not going to do nothing. Right? Just one Moses. Right? What could just one Jesus do? What could just one Muhammad do? Brother Man, Brother Sheep.
Islam, praise and honor is already given. I was thinking about your analogy of the lifeguard, and it's kind of funny because when you're trying to save somebody, you got to convince them to stop fighting you first and just breathe.
But if you can't,
or if you can't, you both go down.
well, there's techniques, right? So when you get technique, they tell you like you got to put yourself in a position so they ain't punch you in the face.
Right.
So you got to like yoke them from behind. And as they struggling, their feet and everything is away from you, not on top of you. So you can't go give them a bear hug and they're like kicking you and you like, you're both going down.
Right.
But you're right. But there's a technique. There's a technique how a sheep don't go down.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
You go to save the brother, you find yourself drowning. Right? You know, like when I found those Moors drowning on the corner of Nostrand Avenue and Fulton back in the day. Brother Santana Bay, you probably remember that. I'm calling you out, Brother Santana Bay. Where's he at? He still there? Brother Coleman Hill, he knows, he's smiling. Yeah, Brother Almond Bay, can you imagine that? It's on Brother Almond Bay. You there, Moore?
Islam, yes, sir.
So imagine this, I just became the Grand Sheik, right? I
Islam.
think it was like about a month and a half or so. And I see these Moors from my temple on social media talking about how they're gonna go down to Fulton Street and Nostrand right near the temple, and they're gonna be doing this and doing this. They're not even sheiks, they're just regular members. And they conversating back with one of the Moors from Temple 21. Remember the brother? Troutman Bay. And I'm just, I said to myself, I just smiled, right? I said, no one told me anything. I said, this is how this authorized. So Sister Jones Bay, I decided, come to temple early that day. And I parked my car a couple blocks away and I walked up. I'm walking down the block. I seen about 3 or 4 Moors on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Brother Martin, Stencil Hill. And I kind of walked up, and as I got to the point where they could see me, because they seen the Fed, they all had this look in their face. Like when you come and your mother sees you,
Islam.
she sees you in front of the movie theater or something. You're like, and I go up there, I'm like, what are y'all doing? Oh, we're doing this, and we're giving out cars, and they're giving it to the Asiatics, but they're not giving it to the Europeans. I said, what's that about? I thought the prophets of salvation, the prophet for all the people. Oh, we're supposed to give it out to them? I'm like, yeah. I said, listen, good thing I'm here. It's like Brandon and the teenagers is driving the car with the permit, but they don't got the driver in the car. The cop pulls them over. They all got a permit. Smithfield got a permit, you got a permit, and he's like, well, who's the adult driver? You can't be driving without the parent or the adult in the car. The same thing, but praise the Lord. Now we had a couple people online, and we're gonna go into the chapter. Brother who? Ex King Bay. Yes, sir.
Islam. Praise God. About you, what do you think the universe question? My aunt Tawana.
What do you think about what?
You said,
go ahead.
Yeah, my aunt Tawana, may she rest in peace, used to say, the universe is like a sourdough bread starter. I never understood what she meant, but I think now I do. Because, it's a sourdough bread starter. I mean, like a sourdough bread. It's a starter, little jar with the flour.
Okay.
You got to feed it and water it. And I understand what she meant because, it's alive. It's a whole bunch of organisms working together to stay alive. That's exactly what the universe is, if you really think about it. It's a giant organism working together with the planets inside to stay alive. Like planets and stars and all that working together, feeding the the universe, to sustain itself.
How about this? Why don't you repeat this after me, Brother King Bay? Say, Allah is all.
Allah is all.
And all is Allah.
And all is Allah.
See? That's the universe. It's everything we see. It's the empty canvas. It's the things we don't see. The universe is everything. There is, was, is, and never want to be. Is outside the universe.
And from Sister Anna Harperson.
Sister Grand Sheikus, Islam. How's the class going?
Islam, the class is going wonderful. Praise Allah and honor to the Prophet. I just got one thing to say about the universe, if I may.
Yes.
Islam. Now, our prayers start off with that. Allah is the Father of the universe. Now, when he say the universe, don't you think that Earth is the only planet that he made? Don't think that we are the only one that have life on that particular planet. Allah is the Father of the universe. He touched many planets. It's a lot of planets within the atmosphere You know, the European man every day trying to find out if it's life on Mars. You know, so we are blessed, but we are one planet up under the universe of Father God, Allah, that created everything that is, was, and ever more to be. So it's a lot of planets out there in the atmosphere. If you study the stars, the sun, the moon, the universe, it's more than one planet. It's not just us. So I just wanted to point that out. Thank you. Peace.
I have a question for you. I have a question for you. Have you ever heard of the expression "daddy's little girl"?
Yes.
Tell me what comes to your mind when you think about that expression?
I think about my father. I was a daddy's girl. I protected my father. I always wanted to know where he was at, what he was doing. And I was his firstborn. So,
and he kind of spoiled you too, huh?
Well, yeah, he kind of spoiled me, but I kind of got on his nerves too.
Okay. So now, who's the father of the universe?
Allah is the father of the universe.
And you're his little girl, right?
And I'm his little girl.
And he's gonna give you anything he could give you within justice, right? He just loves you so much. When he looks at you, he smiles, right? But Jordan, I'll think about Michaela right now. How can you as a father, when you're looking in that little girl's face, that young lady, like, oh, you know what I mean? If I could give it, I'm gonna give it to you. All right? So praise Allah. That's how we should think about the Father of the universe. Now, he's not gonna give it to me if I didn't do my schoolwork, if I didn't do my chores, if I didn't listen to my mother and my father. You see this card right here? Brother Kid Bay. Did I see Brother Kid Bay up in there? Brother Kid Bay, stop hiding. Can't hide. You can run to the rock, Brother Kid Bay, but you can't hide.
Islam.
And listen, do me a favor. The first time your son does a crossover move and makes you fall down, call me. I want to enjoy that laugh that day. You know what I mean? You know it's coming. You know it's coming. So listen, this nationality card, right? There's a part on this card that says, "May the blessings of the God of our Father Allah be upon you that carry this card," right? It's a blessing, right? Like your father, your mother, you do the right thing, people around you bless you, take care of you, right? But if you don't do the right thing, if you don't do the laws, if you don't follow what you're supposed to, it could turn into the opposite of a blessing, right?
Yeah.
That's like if your son don't listen to you, he ain't gonna be on no basketball team, and he ain't gonna get to play basketball today because he didn't listen and obey his mother and father, right?
Islam.
So praise Allah. Thank you so much. And I have a question for you. What is the universe?
The universe is everything in existence.
All right, that's a short answer. Praise Allah. Praise Allah. They used to have these tests called a blue book test, and then you went to college back in the day. At the end of the year, they give you the final. They give you this blue book, and they give you these series of questions. You had to write paragraphs about it. So there's this one particular class. They said the teacher went in, and the teacher put the question on the board. And I'm gonna see how. I think Brother Smith here, he could probably be that student there too. So he put the question on the board, and after he put the question on the board, one student looked down his paper, wrote something, and got up and left. And the other one stood there for hours writing. The question, Brother Smith, he can answer the question. Islam? The question is, why? You don't need no question.
It's okay.
It's okay. Chris Martin Stencil Eel, John Tay Gibbs. Eel, I mean.
Allah's Father of you. That's it.
Why?
Why? The question is, why is Allah the Father?
No, the question is just
why.
Yeah, and they're not even Moorish Americans. They don't have no question. The question on the board for the professor, to the student,
Is this like the why with the flashcard, like questions where it says why questionnaire, where it's like why, like just blanket, say why.
Thank you, thank you. What the person put down on the test and then walked out the room was, why not?
I was gonna say.
Exactly.
That's it.
You know, why not send a prophet to the African American Negroes? Why not try to still extend your hand, even though certain statements were made during the days of Prophet Muhammad? Well, Allah knows the future, but they didn't know the future. You follow what's given because you don't know the future. But when you know the future, and when you're the author, you have that artist, you know what I'm saying? You know, liberal artist, you have that right to take off the canvas and put something else on the canvas.
That's right.
Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
All right, so any questions before we gonna go into the chapter 5? Chapter 5, any questions online? Anybody, everybody's good? Who, I saw Brother Spalding Bay, Brother Esulamo Bay, Islam. I see our assistant chairman, Brother Serrano Bay. Islam, Brother Short Eel. Islam. So you know what's interesting about this Holy Quran, right? So the sister Grand Sheikah said, so the person comes into the temple and she shows them the Quran, and on the front of the Quran, it's going to tell them everything that's going to be happening in the Quran. Right? So what does it say on the front of the Quran, and how does that relate to what's inside the Quran? Brother, where is Brother Spalding Bay? You might be at work. I don't know if you're available.
He's on mute.
Islam. Praises be to Allah, honor to the Prophet. So,
Just in brief, just tell me what it says briefly. What's written down here? What's this about?
well, it tells us that the information is, divinely prepared by our holy prophet to be guided of his father, God Allah. So we know we get instructions from the great God Allah.
And what is this Quran going to do? It's going to take you from where to where?
It's going to take us from
Brother Brockenberry Bay,
to the
I'm
highest
drowning.
plane of spiritual life, to the highest.
Oh, now I'm feeling
highest
better.
plane of spiritual life.
A little CPR, no mouth to mouth, but a little push on the chest. I got the water going, Brother Frank. Thank you. He had me worried. I thought I was going to drown for a second. And then all of a sudden I seen the lifeguard skills came out and he started lifting me up. So right here, it's going to take you from a fallen stage of humanity. You just committed a murder. I mean, that's a fresh murder. Maybe a multiple murder. Maybe you killed yourself. Well, I guess you won't be here, so that's different. But just think, whatever you could think of, something from the lowest depths, now you can go back to the highest heights. That's if you want to. Do you want to do that, Sister Autumn? What do you hope to get out of here? What do you hope to get out of the Morris Entrepreneur? Being on the team. Remember you said you're on the team, right? You're on the team, right? So Ferguson, he's one of the coaches. Sister's on the team, bro. If you need, she's on the team. Trinity's on the team. They got their brother on the team. Mama's like, yeah, go ahead, chill, do what y'all gotta do. And who's this little brother who woke up on me? What's his name?
His name is TML.
TML? Islam. How you doing?
You get right hand too. Islam, Malcolm.
Islam. Oh, thank you. All right. So it's going to take you, Sister Autumn, Sister Trinity, all the more, from this fallen stage back to the highest plane, right? Chapter 1, right? Chapter 1 spells out what's going on. The creation and fall of man. Are you with me, Brother Almond Bay? I like that brother. He's from Chicago. Some of us met him. Nice brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. So the creation and fall of man. You familiar?
Indeed.
The beautiful story, right? Talked about Allah made you, time never was. Then you got
Islam.
this flag.
Then you're gonna get rid of your body and your soul, and you end up, you're gonna be perfected, Brother Almond Bey. That's a
Islam.
blessing. Allah and His glory through Brother Almond Bey. So now, sure, Brother Almond Bey is like, I'm with the program, Brother Kennedy Bey. How do I do it?
Islam.
Right? Okay, so chapter 2. You have to educate yourself. Educate. Right? That's not how it goes?
Islam.
You be wrong. Yeah, come on. I know Ebonics. Come on. I know some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know your mother got receipts. How about that? And I don't mean from Target, okay?
Yeah.
All right? All right. So praise Allah. So you have the education. Education. And in the education part, you learn that these prophets and these masters have been sent, and that there's actually some kind of unfoldment of prophecies. And you learn that 2,000 years ago, there was these young brothers, babies, cousins, John, little baby Jesus. You see what I'm saying? And they were going to have to teach the world certain things. So their mothers went to Egypt, because that's where the masters get their master's degree. They went to Egypt, and the masters, who were the masters that taught their parents? Brother Smithield. Yeah, taught Jesus and John's mothers.
Islam, Eliu and Salome.
So we got a lot of this talks about Elihu. So you go find out some of the teachings from Salome, because Salome was teaching too. Okay? Elihu and Salome. But they taught about these gentlemen, Brother Almond Bey, and they told Brother Almond Bey, what you have to do, Brother Almond Bey, is you have to see the light.
Islam.
Have you seen the light?
I have.
Okay. Now, once you've seen the light, have you made a conscious decision? Nobody forced you. Did you say to yourself after seeing the light, to Allah and to yourself, I want to walk in that light?
Indeed, I have.
You see? He's educated. He knows what he's supposed to be doing. And now he's applying the lesson.
Islam.
Because knowing that the light is there, knowing you should walk in it, know that you should be it, doesn't make you the light. You have to apply. All right. So now the brother's starting to see the light and walk in the light. Chapter 3, Brother Almond Bey.
Islam.
You have to know about, you got how many cells?
2.
Higher self and?
Lower self.
And the goal is for you to be ransomed from the perils of the what?
Lower self.
Perils of the lower self. Now you have a great job, right?
Islam.
A great job, because you know, Brother Almond Bey, when you grew up in Chicago?
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit something about you growing up. Did you grow up with a silver spoon in your hand and had all the nicest things and just did the right thing all the time?
Not at all. Not at all. We grew up, what they say, humble beginners, as they call it, in the mean streets of Chicago on the west side. I know my brother Shaw, you know, we always had this talk, the west side and the south side are like 2 whole different cities. And so, you know, we say the west side is the best side, but Brother Shaw will probably disagree with that. But we definitely grew up on the west side. And humble beginners, I label it that. Praise Allah for the humble beginners.
No problem. Next time I come to Chicago, I'll bring you a big apple. You know, I'll bring you a slice of the Empire State. How about that? All right? So praise Allah. So now that you have this thought that you have to kind of put this lower self in check, the prophet gives us an example, a beautiful story of David and Goliath. He's letting you know, yeah, Sister Seals, yeah, I know it's not easy. But sorry, Seals, all the lessons, all these different things. But David and Goliath gives you inspiration when you're against that giant thing. The great sheep, he's been talking for a few months and going on with his business. He got this gigantic situation. And even though he's the David of the light. That's what we gotta remind ourselves. Sometimes I get low, Grand Sheik lifts me up. He get low, I lift him up. But Cyrus, with Ferguson here, we got a little community. Some of the sisters do. We should all have that with each other.
Islam.
You know what I'm saying? So when you come up on that situation, you go down deep in the utmost part of the earth that's inside you, where Allah is, in the heart, near the left ventricle, that noose Adam. I don't know how else to tell you, but to explain it to you, but down deep in there, that's where your mind is.
Praise Allah.
The center of your being. And you summon up the resolution to go through the embattled legions, to conquer the Goliath. Maybe it's not going to happen in 10 seconds. Maybe it take you 10 months. Maybe it take you 10 years. But you're not going to stop fighting. Because you're David. You're a prophet. You're a king. That's the thought. We can't just tell the brothers and sisters they're kings and queens of Africa if they don't have the gumption to go out there and make it happen. Then it's just an empty canvas.
Wow.
That's what it is. But you go out there and walk your queendom. You walk your kingdom. You take care of your divine ministry if you're a minister. And the Father of the universe will never let you down. All right?
Praise Allah.
What's with you?
Just a hand from Brother Elston.
Assistant Chairman, Islam.
Islam of the Grand Chief. Can you hear me?
Hold on. Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on. Excuse me, Brother Ferguson, move over. I gotta take my handkerchief off, take my bandana, wipe off this seat here. Get the dust off this bad boy. Man, come on, just a second, bus around. I don't want you to be nice. I want you when you get here. I don't think it's today, but you know I love you, but I gotta do that to you.
Praise Allah. Purity paid the way for love. That's right. Praise Allah. First, I rise to give all praise to the great God Allah. I give honor to His holy and divine prophet, Nabi Ali, and I give honors to everything that pertains to Islam. And I was thinking about, you know, when you read that, I believe it's from chapter 2, where it says that men will see the light, walk in the light, and then be the light. And I noticed that there's a pattern of 3, right? Seeing the light, walking in the light, and then being the light. And it made me think about the 3-step ladder, and it made me think about belief, faith, and fruition. And I wanted to ask, is it safe to make a comparison between the two and say that seeing the light is kind of like believing, and then walking in the light is kind of like faith, right? What man knows is true. And then being the light is fruition, man himself the truth. Peace.
Right there with you. Praise the Lord. And that's where we got to see these different ways of looking at it. And so now here we are, and we're trying to conquer this, you know, this Goliath, right? And we're trying to seek to save your love upon the throne, right? So you have this thought in your mind that who's on the throne? If love's not on the throne, Brother Jordan, 50-something years, who's in charge? Who's been making these decisions? You know what I'm saying? So you start thinking like, if love's on the throne, I'm gonna make different decisions. If love's not on the throne, it's just natural. I'm not gonna make certain decisions. Right? So then we get to chapter 4. You still with me, Brother Almond Bay?
Yes, sir.
So we at chapter 4 now, right?
Islam.
So we know we got to rise from the fallen state of humanity. We're trying to perfect our. We see the light. We're walking in the light, trying to be the light. We're conquering our lower self. We're trying to put love on the throne. And then we get the chapter, and you know, most of the time Moors relate this chapter to the death and burial and about death, but also there's a nice lesson there when it talks about John is supposed to be a master,
Islam.
and a master has to do certain things to prepare the way.
Islam.
Then a master leaves his footprints clearly cut. And then we learn that purity, sins are washed away by purity and life.
Islam.
So, and that's chapter 4. And then we get down to the end of the chapter, and Brother Almond Bay is like, oh man, I want to do all of this. I got all this information and everything. And then the master says, well, you need to wash yourself. And Brother Almond Bay says, you know, the Knick game is coming on about 4. Supposed to meet a friend of mine down there and get some of that Chicago deep dish pizza. And then, I got something to do on Monday. So Mathino, thank you for all information, helping me with my mom. I'll give you a call on Wednesday. I'll text you and see. He didn't say that, did he?
Nay,
He said, why
need
need? Think about it, Moors. Now I got an assignment for all of the Moors. You can take attendance if you want. So Jordan there, Will Smith there. All the Moors, in case you didn't know. Brother Coleman there, you got homework. Sister S. Nunley Bay, you got homework. Serrano Bay, Harper Bay, Kid Bay, King Bay. Everyone.
Islam.
Marcus Garvey's birthday. You with me, Sister Harper Bay?
I'm writing it down.
All of our members. They know 101 questions. But think about it like this, right? If you miss 20, you still got an 80 on the test. And that's more satisfactory.
4 months and 3 days, that's a 7 more.
I'm just saying. Yeah, come on, Moors, you already got a couple under the belt. I bet you everyone in here knows question 1, so you only got 100 to go. If everyone in here knows question number 2, you only got 99 questions to go. How many questions do you know? Islam sister, come on now. You want to participate? Let's see what you got.
You got this.
Let's see what you got. Come on, I want to see what you got.
Just
A little test. So when I come to August, I'm gonna say, "Ooh, look at that."
Show them the muscle just a little.
Oh, don't hurt me. All right, Sister Trinity, gonna help us out. Who made you? Who is Allah? That's 2. Can we see him? Where's the nearest place we can meet him? Who is Noble Jew Ali? What is a prophet? What is the duty of a prophet? Who is the founder of the Moorish Science of America?
Noble Jew Ali.
See, that's like a triad. You on the team. Yeah, I'm like, they come in there, but Cyrus here hit a couple of quick 3-pointers and then dunk the ball twice. You're like, he's on the team.
3-pointers? That's not amazing.
But that's a blessing. So, Brother Almabe, you still with me? So we go through this whole thing and you say, why need I wait? And it takes us to where we are today, chapter 5.
Islam.
It says there's no need for you to work, Brother Almond Bey. There's no need. What you need to do is you need to go into the workshop of your mind. Not my mind, the prophet's mind. You need to go in your workshop.
Islam.
Mind where things are made of thought and where you determine who Brother Cyrus Hill is. Where you determine who Brother Clendenin Bey is. In your workshop of your mind. Now, if you want to emulate someone because men love to follow and not to lead, then you go ahead and try to be like your friend. Remember when grow up, your friend had those sneakers, you had those sneakers. Your friend wore that, you wore it. You did that because it's people at the school wear it. And eventually you said, well, I really could do what I want to do. It's up to me how I want to dress. I could dress like this. I could just dress like everyone else dresses. You decide what's on your canvas. And so in this workshop of the mind, when things are made of thought and when we build up character, we were talking about using the square to straighten out the crooked places of the way. Those are all of those 10 commandments. It's just the documentation. Give me the 10 commandments to the best of your ability.
I'm sorry, if you're talking about this canvas thing, and we have shoes and we have the choice. So I could come there with a neon and polka dot pink turban or a green fez with a golden tassel, I'm thinking, well, we could create, the choices. What do our choices really mean?
I know Moore's gonna have a different color tassel one day. He's gonna push a button, say, but sorry, say, what color looks, does the green look good with the red? And you gotta sit there and be like, he said, how about this one? I could do the rainbow disco, and you be like, well, I don't think Sister Johnson Bay gonna go for that.
Not exactly. So but the choice, but I appreciate that because
Yes.
you make the choice, you're making the
Yes.
choice to consciously still
Yes.
follow your prophet, the faith,
Yes.
the hope, the love, all of those things back into it. You still want your 10 commandments?
Yes.
No other God but me.
Okay.
No stealing.
No stealing? Okay.
No thefting.
No thefting?
What is it? No idols, no idling.
No adultery?
Idolatry, right? Idolatry. No killing, no Lord name in vain.
All right,
No.
right, thank you.
Wait, no, hold on. I was getting a little help. You ain't hear me?
You said it already, bear false witness.
They're false witness,
No
right?
false testimonies.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so.
No covenant.
No covenant, okay. Brother Short, well, Brother Shoriel, he better have that answer. Brother Peter's here.
Islam?
Islam, Brother Peter's here. How you doing?
No, it's Brother Shoya.
Oh, Brother Shoriel, Islam, well, where did those 10 commandments come from? Which prophet?
Moses. Well, they were given to Moses, allegedly.
All right, thank you, More. Good to hear your voice, More.
Praise Allah. It's great to participate. Praise Allah, honest Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, honest to all you more.
All right, praise Allah. Praise Allah. What city is the capital of Illinois, Brother Shoriel?
The official capital is Springfield, but the actual capital is Chicago.
Oh, West Side is the best side, I heard.
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Those are that's
Yes.
false testimony.
So listen, Moors, we're getting ready to wind down, right? I don't have to go into all the specifics of some of these chapters. That's for you to do. You take the deep dive in it. You could dive in this chapter for years, like I have, and every time you find something sticks out or something. But the main essence of the chapter has to do what I said in the beginning, because at the end of the chapter, the last verse is talking about, and on a 12-step ladder we ascend. In which life is spent. That's the answer to the why you're here. To build your temple. To glorify Allah by what you do with what Allah gave you. Back to the artist. You don't glorify his name if you keep all of that inside and you don't play your music. You don't draw your artist, you know? If you don't express what Allah made you, then you're not glorifying. And another way you glorify him is that when he tells you you have a higher self and a lower self, and that you need to dethrone the lower self and put the higher self love upon the throne, and you do that, that's how you glorify him.
Praise Allah.
Right? So we're going to go into chapter 6, and chapter 6 is interesting because Hillel, who was the chief of the Jews in Jerusalem at the temple, and Jesus was teaching the master. You know what I'm saying? And the master told Ravana that this was the day star from on high. And as Brother Herpe, our former grand governor, said to me one day, he said, Jesus was climbing a 12-step ladder. He said, Brother Kandenbe, you're in construction. He says, you gotta climb a ladder and you got a axe, a square, and a compass in your hand. He's like, well, maybe it doesn't mean he actually had that. Maybe he was saying that when Ravana saw him, Jesus was climbing his 12-step ladder of the temple of perfected man, and he had his tools that he used in the workshop of the mind to get him onto the higher steps. You can't get to the 12th step if you don't hit 1, 2, and 3. It ain't like, I'm gonna skip this and I'm gonna go up on the top. So praise Allah. Now you got marching orders, Brother Almond Bey. All right? The Brother Almond Bey, I think if I remember, you'll be the first one I'm gonna be asking them questions in August.
Praise Allah.
It's
I just wanted to ask, I see Sister Rashida, and I think she was also on the Thursday call, and I had a question, and I don't know.
yeah, I think that's Sister Rashida Flynn or something. Lynn? Let's call the Bay. Is that a friend of yours, Sister Rashida?
Rashida Bay from the Thursday call.
From the Thursday call, Sister Rashida, you want to say Islam? You want to say hello? Anything? Just want to be quiet? You want to ask her to unmute herself?
Islam.
Islam.
Hey, I'm sorry about Islam Moors. I'm sorry about the Friday. I work Monday through Friday with special needs students here in Virginia in the school system, and I also work as a registered behavior technician. So I take clients in the evenings, and I just kind of was really out of it, and I fell asleep during the meeting. But I've been trying my best to make my meetings again, and I would like to. I had initially got I had got so-called nationalized, I guess, but it was through what I'm understanding is the Resurrected Temple, and yeah, it's a long story to it, but I do need a new space. My daughter's all of her official original documents came from Moorish Science Temple of America, so her first record of being born was a baptismal record on file with the Resurrected Temple. That's Brother Clarence Prather L out of Baltimore. So, but I've been gone for a while, and I'm really just trying to get back into the right space and with the right group. So I forget exactly what the requirements are. I think it was to attend a certain amount of meetings and things like that. I am
And you have to be a
MBA,
Knicks
but
fan. You have to be a Knicks fan. We're in New York. So
I
I
have to be a
know
Knicks fan when I'm in New York.
you could choose Giants or Jets.
Don't worry about it, sis.
But we're not taking no Chicago Bear, nothing against Brother Allenby. No Chicago Bear stuff going on up in here. No Dallas Cowboys, definitely not.
Brooklyn
We
is
love you.
accepted. Brooklyn Nets
well,
is accepted.
It's doable. I think I can do that. I can do it.
Listen, thank you for being part of the family. And thank you that the universe decided to lead you to us. And whatever we could do, we have a slogan this year. It's called "We're Marching," and we're marching into Mecca, and we're trying to do the right thing. One of the things the prophet said is, "I can say for the Moors, at least you made a start for the kingdom."
Praise the Lord.
You know what I mean? And so, I think that every time, you go to the gym, every time you do the workout, you're making a start for the kingdom.
Islam. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt. But ideally, I would definitely like to have this done by, I say, November 25th, because it'll be a perfect circle 7 for me. Insofar as my last time being at the temple, like by November 25th of this year, it'll be a 7, a circle of 7 to me. So I'm kind of ceremonious and symbolic about things. So I would love to have that happen before November. But that's it. Shut your mouth. Sorry about the background. My breath. Excuse me. I'm going to mute now.
Remember you're God and you're a creator. So whatever you put in the universe, remember it's your universe. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we think of ourselves as just a drop of the ocean, but once you connect with the ocean, you're no longer a drop, you're the whole ocean. So you feel timid sometimes we feel in life when we're just a drop and we got the whole world on us. But then all of a sudden you're with the rest of the ocean. You look to the left and you got Muhammad. You look to the right, you got Angel Gabriel. Allah shining on both of y'all. That's how David did it. You know what I'm saying? And inside him, and then he had that glow and he had the forces all around you. And then you go into and do what you got to do. But it's a blessing to meet you. And I look forward to seeing you and the family. Do you have any children? Some children?
Yes, I have a daughter.
Okay, praise Allah. Tell the daughter we say hello. We look forward to meeting you one day and press your hand. Islam?
That's right, Islam.
All right. When you see Brother Prather here, you tell him about the
Will do.
I have this affinity for his son, Alexander. When I first met them, I was at a Unity Summit down in Baltimore, and they needed some cups or something. There was some food they needed, something. And so he said, "I'll go to the store." I said, "I'll go with you, young man." And we had a chance to bond. And you never know how Allah does it. And then me and him had this bonding, and sometimes you hear him come on the question and answer period on Thursday. You hear Brother A. Prather. That's Brother Clarence Prather's son. Sister Seal's.
That's not. So you think those are the same ones that say praise Allah and honor to the prophet?
Those are the same ones that say that. There's also some that say they give it perfect praise.
Praise Allah.
I mean,
well, that's what you want to do. Or I'm perfect. But you want
the same one they have the horns.
Sounds good to me.
They got a podium and they got horns on it. And I remember one of the Moors in our temple said, "Oh, they got horns in the temple." I said, "Did you ask them why they had them?"
Right.
He's like, "Well, we don't have no horns." Well, we can
It's
go
theirs.
through our own laws and customs in conjunction with the Grand Major Temple. Maybe there was some kind of spiritual significance of that.
I can speak on that.
Yeah, sure, sis. Go ahead.
Islam, yeah, I asked that when I was first there, and yes, it is that is where on the altar is where we go to slay our beast. We lay it down. We slay the beast there, and so that was the significance from what I understand. That's where we go to lay our burdens, and we slay our beast right there. We put it down there on the altar for whatever it is that's affecting us. and, you know, you put it out there, you share in part, especially if you found something. So,
Praise the Lord.
yeah.
Praise the Lord. Listen, resurrected, reincarnated, you know, federated,
That's right.
you know what I'm saying? I remember being in Harlem, I don't know if any more was there, his brother was on stage, he had white gloves on, his sisters were dressed in purple or something. He said that he woke up in a fetal position, and he knew right then he had to start the embryo Moorish Science Temple of America. Now we're in Harlem, and right over near the door is Dr. Pleasant Bay selling his book. Elihu Pleasant Bay, he used to be a member of the organization. Now he put a book out, Resurrection, Resuming of a Nation or something like that, right? You got these other Moors saying this, and we're in Harlem, and this brother's on there, and these sisters are treating him like he's a god or something, like all around. I mean, they only took one brother and 4 or 5 sisters, and they put on this display, and I sat there and I listened to him, and I had that, like Sister Jones Bay initial, like, and then I started saying to myself, I said, more, I seen sisters coming to Temple 21 with a white fez on and a gold tassel. I seen a grand sheep. Brother Hakimil went to Hajj, and he came back, he started wearing a green fez, representing Haji. I see Moors wear fezzes like the brother came from Morocco. I see brothers have a fez like this, they've been wearing it for 10 years, and they're auto mechanic, and they're, this is my first fez, I'm gonna always wear the same fez I got, and it's nasty looking, you can smell the fez. I got brothers that got tassels, the tassel is down here. When you go to get the tassel, they say, what do you want? You want a 10-inch tassel, 12-inch tassel, 16-inch tassel, 24-inch tassel? And if you don't know what you're doing, I seen a brother coming here on now, I don't know if Cyrus here remember, a brother came in saying in the meeting, he said he wanted to buy a fez. So I said, okay, this is a fez, I gave him a fez and everything. And then he getting ready to leave, he says, could you tell me something about the fez? Just like what Cyrus said, I said, nope. You should have asked that before you got the fez. You buying something you don't even know what you're buying? What it's for? Come on. You coming into the Moorish Science of America just to get a nationality card to put in your pocket and you're not with the program? And you really not on the team? So when the coach calls Sister Autumn or Sister Trini to run the play, I need you to run play 12A. Mom, we're all in position waiting. We all want to do that. And so I just feel it's just a blessing to be with all of us working together. We getting ready, is someone online? Just the time. Okay. Thank you so much, Moors.
Praise the Lord.
It's a blessing to be here. Again, I want to thank all the Moors for what they contributed. Thanks, Sister Grand Sheik and Sister Harper Bay, for coming on the line, some of the Moors. Yeah, Brother Kid Bay, 101 questions by August, Moor. All right.
Islam, I'll be working on it.
All right. Praise be to Allah. I'm gonna turn the meeting over to our chairman, Brother C. Ferguson, here, former Grand Sheik, Temple 21, former Grand Governor of the state of New York and Connecticut. Praise Allah. Peace.
Islam.
Islam.
I'd like to thank the Grand Chief for conducting the class. I'd like to thank the members for their participation in the class. This is how we grow together. This is how we develop, and it's very important that, you know, take your time to ask questions, write them down, especially on the Sunday in the Sunday school. At this time, I'll read the warning. Divine warning by the prophet Noble Dwelling. Prophet warns on Muslim government according to the proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans that causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Fail to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and when these principles are violated, justice must enter into force. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, who violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, who receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid out to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn their card and button, cease wearing their turbans and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. If the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet therefore is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting the prophet and the temple. It's an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah, redeem his people from their simple ways, by order of prophet Noble Drew Ali. Peace.
Peace.
All right, Sister Autumn, help us out. You want to help us out?
Okay.
Great.
That's not what I'm.
Autumn? Yeah, you. ain't gotta do the work.
Yeah.
The small is going to be 250. I don't know how much the large is because I haven't seen it before. But the small is 250. That's it, there. She just put it down.
Thank you. Now, to the large, how much is the large?
How much are the large oral statements for the Smithsonian?
Say, I only know that the small is 250.
All right, let me look.
The large oral statements.
Let me see if I have. Islam, Sister Secretary, want to make the announcements?
But we have an Anthony sister and Harper.
Islam, Sister Anna Harper Bay.
Islam, are we taking announcements? I did notice the brother Coleman Ill had his hand up before myself. And so okay, okay, well, I just have two requests. Two announcements. The first one and the most important is that my auntie, Sister S. Cook Nutley Bay, could you put her on your contact list for Friday night service? She gonna need some assistance or the link so she can join Temple 34 Friday night service. And Sister Sealsville or Brother Clinton Bay, could you please, or Brother Ferguson Neal, help and assist her on that one? And number two is that myself, Brother Ahmed Bey, and Brother Shawil, we will be attending the Sister Azuri event this coming up weekend. And for my understanding, Sister Warner Bay and a couple of members from Temple 57 is also coming. Praise Allah and the Prophet. Thank you. Peace.
Hey.
Make the large humanities and the large goals. That's right. It's something, just Caesar.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Islam?
You got the large Quran.
The oral statement?
15. 15 global children in the Lord United.
Islam.
This, I got you, Brother Coleman, I know. Sister CLZ.
Islam. So praise Allah, and honest to our prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Here comes the, some of the important dates. More than you gotta file your taxes. Tomorrow is tax day. I believe penalties will start to roll in. Generally after that, if you haven't, obtained certain stimulants and things like that, you still have the opportunity to do that. Up until I believe tomorrow for certain, for individuals versus businesses, they have a little bit of a difference as far as the leniency. I think it's made something, but don't get me misquoting that. Just check that out. I believe afterwards you incur certain penalties. I was gonna also throw out there that on this upcoming Wednesday, Brother X King Day has a birthday coming up.
Oh.
Praise Allah. I also was gonna put out there, of course, we have our Friday Holy Day meeting on the 19th, and then on the 20th, our Sunday school, which we should all be hopefully attending the Sisters Auxiliary Gala in St. Louis, Missouri. And then that Monday, the 22nd, our Grand Sheik, well, both our Grand Sheik, they got something special happening that day. Sister T. Star still has a birthday, and Brother Dougie Condenade has a birthday.
Taurus power.
Oh, all right, praise Allah, praise Allah, you know, just to put that out there as well. And then on the 30th of April is Sister T. King Day, Sister Trinity's birthday.
Praise Allah.
So I just wanted to put those, just throw those dates out there. You know, we got 2 of our teenagers having birthdays within the month. I asked them, they were okay with the nap with the Moors knowing they didn't have anything against that. So just keep a thought out. Also, Brother Sorrel Bay's niece, lost her father recently. And so if we can just put a good thought for him, I think it's Andre Williams, that he's still on smoother seas.
Praise Allah.
And I think, was there something else? Just wanted to try to check in with Sister Jordan there just to see if there was anything else. But for the moment, I'll say peace more.
Peace. Brother Coleman here?
Yes, I put it.
Islam, first I want to rise and give praise to Allah and honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I want to give honors to everything the Grand Sheik and the Chairman give honors to. Islam, I had a discussion with my good brother Kid Bay, and we was talking about, you know, like Ramadan and everything, you know. And we were speaking about the Prophet's birthday around that holiday. We was thinking about fasting for that, for his birthday and everything like that. So we had a little discussion about that situation by itself. You know, I said, praise Allah, that's a great idea, you know, even though, you know, the Prophet was Muhammad, you know, praise Allah and everything like that. But if the Moors can repeat after me in the temple and the Moors stay muted on Zoom, I'm gonna read chapter 25. If y'all could just repeat after me. Islam. You're the children of one father.
Yeah, the children of one
father. Provided for by his care.
By his care.
And the breast of one mother have given you suck.
And the breast of one mother have given you suck.
Let the bonds of affection.
Let the bonds of affection.
Therefore. Unite thee with our brothers.
Unite thee with our brothers.
That peace and happiness.
That peace and happiness.
May dwell in our Father's house.
May dwell in our Father's house.
And we separate in the world.
Remember
the relation that bonded you.
The relation that bonded
love and unity.
Love and unity.
And prefer not a stranger.
And prefer not a stranger.
Before thy own blood. If thy brother's in adversity. Assist him. If thy sister's in trouble. Forsake her not. So shall the fortunes. Of thy father. Contribute to the support. Of his whole race. And his cares be continued to you all.
And the care be continued to you all.
And your love to each other.
And your love to each other.
Peace, Smalls.
Peace.
Praise Allah. Thank you.
Brother Tony, the baby has gotten so big. I thought you put a little one in the screen.
Yeah, she's getting up there. She
Got tall. So beautiful.
They're gonna be taller than me.
All right, they always try to do it to us. Don't worry about it.
But gratitude to the Moors, man. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Don't
Chairman.
forget the poor brother Clendenin Bay when your son does the crossover on you and you fall down. He wants to be fine, right?
It's gonna happen to you too.
Give him a call.
Praise Allah for Brother W. Contented Bay, man. Praise
My
Allah.
motto is I don't play anyone over 12 now. And I might have to move it. Further down. So listen more real quick on a serious note. I don't know if y'all was watching international news. And last night Iran sent about 300 missiles towards Israel. Now listen, the prophet's been saying this since the 1920s. They have a 90-day supply of food in your house.
That's right.
All right. So we're gonna try to keep on reminding ourselves. For the fourth seal, I'll get right to you, Bill Turner. For the fourth seal, our former Grand Mufti that passed, he used to always tell me if you have a car, you should have a little emergency bag in your car. Maybe some crackers or a little granola bar or something, bottle of water, you know what I'm saying? So, something that you should have in case of something, maybe a blanket or a hoodie or something. You never know, you could be stranded, you could be spot off the road and you gotta survive for a day or two. Maybe a little first aid kit in your trunk, something. So let's just keep this in mind. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this doesn't escalate. But Iran said in the UN Council that it's done. They just wanted to respond to what happened to them. Now, Israel's gonna be like, oh, we're not done. So now if they respond a certain way, and this is the first time that Iran specifically from their territory attacked Israel. Before it's been through different proxies.
Right.
So we don't know how this is gonna go with China, with Russia, with Cuba, with a lot of things going on. So you don't know overnight, all of a sudden you wake up and you ain't got no water in your house, you ain't got no juice, you ain't got no bottles of, bags of beans, you ain't got no right. And next thing you know, you got to go down and get in your car and hopefully you can get to a supermarket and then fight for some food that might not be there, that you don't want to be in that position. You want to be able to maybe hunker down with your family.
That's right.
Okay? All right. And since we're all a family and we all know we got different situations, then let's reach out to each other if we need assistance from each other. If we got to start a food fund or whatever we got to do, there should be no need that if you needed a gallon of water or something and I had it and you didn't tell me that I couldn't give it to you. So remember what the prophet says, the pride of emptiness is abomination. There's plenty of times in my life, I'm sure maybe in your life where you needed something, but your pride, you wasn't gonna ask your own family members, you wasn't gonna ask your friend, you figured you just tough it out. But what's family for? You know what I mean? So praise Allah. So 90-day supply of food and keep on these other things that you can do. I think there's another thing people said, I think it's like a to-go bag or something you should have in your house, like a fleet bag, what is it?
Bug out bag.
A bug out bag?
Say more, what's that? Say more about it.
Bug out bag is an emergency bag that you can just grab and go with a little bit of food, rescue supplies, maybe a change of clothes, a sweater.
Okay.
Things that you think you might need.
And photocopies of your important documents, just to put that out there.
All right, praise the Lord. Just keep mindful of these things more. And listen, we're trying to order some more remedies. So if you don't have teas in it, try to get maybe like 2 teas at your house, 2 oils, 2 compound, if you could stock up more, but try to have something, because if you can't get to urgent care, you can't get a hospital, saving your baby or helping a loved one might be washing them in the compound, putting that oil on them, and have them drink some tea might save someone's life.
Right.
Peace.
Peace.
Islam, there's another hand from Sister Anna Alphabet.
Islam, Sister Anna Alphabet.
It's Islam, just the camelback on the Grand Sheik. My grandfather used to tell us long time ago, it's gonna come a time where your paper money will have no value. The money that you stacking up in the bank will have no value. And I always wonder what he meant by that. But just like Brother Condemned Bay say, a gallon of water is very more valuable than that paper money. So praise Allah and the Prophet. We all need to pull our resources together. Thank you. Peace.
Islam, brother. Sorry,
Islam. First I rise to give praise to Allah, give high honors to his prophet. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, I give honors to all the leaders of the Moorish Science Temples of America. I want to thank you, Brother Clinton Bay, for bringing that up, Grand Sheik. I started to bring it up in class because, you know, this is, like you said, it's unprecedented in the fact that this strike has happened. And, you know, the specifics of it aside, you know, apparently there were 200 drones and missiles, and they basically were able to penetrate Israel has the Iron Dome and struck a base in I guess the north and in the Golan Heights, the north of, or south of, you know, on the border of Israel. And, but I've been saying for a couple of months that I started to warn my family after the situation in Ukraine kind of sort of take a bad turn, just around October 7th, when this thing October 7th happens, because there's a connection between all of these things: Afghanistan, Ukraine, the failure in both, and then now the situation in Israel. To prepare to put aside food before it becomes a big panic. So I wanted to, you know, thank you for mentioning it. Then actually, we don't have time now, but it would have been good to at some points discuss the ramifications of what this all means and how the prophet actually predicted it. He predicted bombs falling, you know, at a certain interval in the United States. He talked about a breakfast fight, talked about a time when the whole world was going to turn against the United States, and the United States not being able to do any business unless they do it through the Asiatics. A breakfast fight, let's take it as a quick, you know, it's gonna, whatever happens is gonna happen. It's gonna be really intense, but it's gonna be quick. And if you read the first, I think it's the first 29 oral statements, all of it it's the first 29, the way Brother Love organized it. So that we don't go into, I was looking at footage this morning of the video coming out of Tel Aviv and the different cities in Israel and the chaos that was going on there. It's because people don't know what it is, what it's not. Apparently, you know, these are very precision. What some countries are doing to other countries, let's say Russia and Ukraine, very precise. What's being done by Israel and Palestine, very sloppy. And the difference between the two is the difference between sheer panic and the understanding that this is something playing out. So again, thank you, Grand Sheik. Peace.
Praise Allah. I got a thought. Is the secretary, Sister Jordan, you want?
She dropped off, I'm not sure she got to bounce back in, but it
All right.
dropped off.
I'm sorry, but turn the head. Let me finish it again. Brother Jordan, if you could ask the secretary and maybe Brother Smith there, can we do a quick review through the oral statements and pull out all the statements dealing with the times we're in? You know, like saying about the bomb and emergency supply, and we'll put it on a little piece of paper. And we can make copies for the more. And then Brother Turner may understand. It's not Brother Turner.
There's no rise and give praises to Allah, honors to the prophet, and give Islam. I wanted to camel walk with the brother and Grand Sheik. It's funny, right? Because for one, the oil is up again. Two, the countries that backed them, which was supposed to back them, you know, everybody was watching that, and they did back them. They wouldn't have stopped most of the drones unless they had that backing. Now, like you playing chess, they made a move, right? Let's say I put a piece out there to see if you move, and you did move. Now they can sit back and say, okay, so if y'all attack them back, y'all know what's gonna happen next, right? And if you notice, I said it's looking like if this continues, that's nuclear war. Because now it's like, who got the biggest dogs? Because if you keep attacking, it's not gonna be a ground field game all this time. You know, how many soldiers, you can look at the history of wars, how many was won on the ground?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's not gonna be another Vietnam. They're gonna make sure they.
Right.
Yeah. Jordan, Islam. I just wanted to briefly, quickly, give testimony to the prophet's oils, because, you know, as a child, I grew up with bronchitis and I had a very bad cough. And my wife mixed the prophet's oil with some, freshly squeezed orange juice, and I think some ginger, broke my cold right up. And I was done. I was healed in like a day or two. Praise the Lord. Yeah. So I would definitely have the prophet's oil in your bug out bag, in your medicine cabinet, because if something do happen, the drugstores will definitely be either plundered already or closed down with military protection. So with that, I'm gonna say.
Hey, you get that recipe from our dear sister Jay Jordan, you know, just possible, just say, possibly share with the boys. It sounds like things that we can readily use.
Right.
Remember hearing that? I remember brother, Sasha in the past mentioned colloidal silver. I just don't remember the brand, because there's all kind of.
Silver Wings.
Silver Wings? Praise the Lord.
They don't even sell that no more in Whole Foods.
They do it, no, not Whole Foods.
They still got it. I got another bottle a couple
And
weeks ago.
They
Downtown.
put it back?
The health food store moved downtown from,
Yeah,
to J Street.
yeah, Jake.
Whole Foods?
No, not Whole Foods, there's a health food store, famous one on Willoughby and, it used to be on Willoughby and J, now it's on J Street.
Downtown market, yeah. He was
Check there, they have silver ones.
Yeah, they got it. It's all.
So we have another hand, from Sister Anna Harvey Bay, and then a message from, Brother L. Santanove says they sell it at Nicholas Brooklyn. You can buy it. Says
Buy what?
Nicholas Brooklyn, you can.
Buy what?
The colloidal silver.
Colloidal silver,
Okay.
yeah, right, okay, praise the Lord. And then, yes, hand from Sister Anna Harvey Bay.
It's all Sister Ann Alphabet.
Islam. You know, it's kind of hard to get the Prophet remedies from Brother Eckert Bay. If you all gonna put in an order for oil teas and compounds, everybody should be able to have that access to get the oil teas and compounds now while still able to get them, because once the remedies and the ingredients and become extinct, then we won't have the oil teas and compounds. So let's get our bunker together now. Let's get our pantries together now. Let's buy our rice and our grains and our beans and supply our canned goods and supply our pantry up now. So if you got a connection with the brother, and we right here in Chicago, if you got a connection, please let us know, because I do want to stock up on my Prophet remedies. Thank you. Peace.
So from the secrets of Allah, let Sister Harper Bay learn wisdom. Let's see how this order works out for us. And then what we'll do is, if it works out for us, we'll contact you and we'll put in another order behind that with something for you, okay?
Appreciate it. Thank you so very much, brother. Peace.
But before we go too far on the doom and gloom, to kind of lighten the situation, grandmother's peach cobbler pound cake. I saw it on Facebook. No, I saw the picture of it. I mean, listen, we got every day we live, right? But I'm just saying, right? I don't know, got it here, Brother Smith here. 3 cups of flour, 3 cups of sugar, 6 large eggs, 1 cup of butter, cream cheese softened, vanilla extract, salt. Then on the toppings, you got peaches, brown sugar, melted butter.
Why do you look delighted? No, cut it out.
It sounds like grandma, like you go into grandma and you're like, what is that? It looks like a concoction, but it looks good. Praise Allah more.
Thank you.
Islam, we have a hand from Brother J. Coleman.
Brother J. Coleman.
Islam, and it'd be nice if y'all could invest in a juicer. Juicing is a very good way of keeping your body healthy. You know, juicing fruits and vegetables and things like that. You know, I was just listening to Brother Jordan and how he was talking about his wife and ginger and juice stuff like that. It's good. It's good to mix with your remedies. You know, praise Allah. You know, that's a good thing to invest in, a juicer. Peace and love.
Yes, God.
Had a hand from Brother Cyrus.
Brother Cyrus here.
It's Brother Chairman, for Sister Harper Bay, this may be something, I don't know if I can share this, Grand Sheik, what we did the last time with Brother McAlrath Bay, Sister Grand Sheik, is because he doesn't answer his phone, but he is still processing. I found this out from Temple 21. If you send him an order and you break it down without giving specific numbers, just break it down into percentages, and then send him a check or a money order, whatever he's used to receiving from Temple number 1. Write him a letter, say, I want this percentage of this remedy and this percentage of that one. He'll do the math on his own. That seemed to be the way that he works. And he may call you once he receives that. But it's funny though, when he called, the last time he calls, and you may talk 15, 20 minutes with him, and you hang up the phone, you can't call him directly back for whatever reason. There's some problem with his phone. So hopefully that actually helps. If time is of the essence, Grand Sheikahs. I just wanted to say that, and, yeah, and I'll say peace. I'm chill out on doom gloom. Peace.
Hey,
Some of that peach coffee.
security vibes.
Yeah,
Very fine.
well, we gotta go back
I
to,
don't think they got.
before the pharmacies, we went into the garden and the grandma knew what remedies for what situation. That's what we got to remember. Allah, in Allah's laboratory, there's everything just like the prophet said. You cure from everything you wasn't born with. That's right. And a lot of times you gotta connect yourself back to the earth and get those remedies, those things. But now, everybody's supply is going to the pharmacy, and you get pharmacy in every block. So you know what happened.
That's all, we got just a few minutes.
All right.
Financial report.
All right. Islam, excuse me. Good. All right. Islam, give your attention to our Assistant Secretary, Brother I. Smith Eel, as he reads today's financial report.
Islam?
Islam.
Moore Sons Temple of America, Temple number 34, finance received for April 14, 2024. Received 50 cents in dues, $3 for per capita tax, $5 for public collection, $17.50 for living and supplies, $1.50 for the emergency fund, $1 for the legal defense fund, $2 for the uplifting fund, $2.50 for donation, $4 for the national building fund, $1 for the travel fund, $1 for the local building fund, adding up to a grand total of $39 and a total attendance in person, online, 31.
Islam? You heard the reading of the financial report. What's the one of the pleasure of the most? Islam, Sister C is still there.
Islam, I move that the financial report be accepted with the necessary corrections if there be any.
Can I get a second? Sister E. Jones, right?
Islam, I second that motion.
It was moved by Sister C. Seal and second by Sister E. Jones, that the financial report be accepted with necessary correction and then be handled. You're in the motion, are you ready for the question?
Question.
All in favor of this motion, show by the most rate vote. Allah. Yes. Secretary, note that the motion has been carried.
Carried.
Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
Like I said, we want to thank everyone for the contributions physically, spiritually, and financially. We pray Allah continue to guide us, and pray Allah continue to protect us. Pray Allah continue to shield us against all negative forces seen and unseen. And don't forget your rally prayer. And put a thought out there to heal the world, because probably tell us about the cruelty of the world is a lot. So, you know, we want to make sure that we do, when they go low, we stay high. We gotta be, the proper Savior gonna take us up on that incline anyway. And what destruction, and someone say so. So we have to have faith and trust in our prophecy and prophecy. You know, just listen to the prophecy. We've seen a lot of the prophecy come through. And so like I said, we just have to be attentive and remind each other, put away that 90 days supply of food. You know, at least put something away, you know. So praise Allah. Is there anything else, Grand Sheik? Yes. All right. All rise, face the east. Either 90 degrees. 5 fingers on the left, 2 on the right. Repeat the motion, prayer after the Grand Sheik, Brother Isaac. Why Cyrus here?
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah,
the Father of the universe. Father of love.
The Father of love.
True.
True.
True. Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My God.
My God.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Through Ali.
Through Ali.
Amen.
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 Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
Little boy.